Omnichannel is everywhere. Most retailers are struggling with this concept. This video is about the next step, unified commerce. I will explain the additional components that move an omnichannel model into a unified commerce model. I am the Wizard of Pause. The modern agile microservice technical architecture breaks the traditional retail processes into separate, smaller components. This allows real-time, dynamic, seamless upgrades. Because of the potential number of interactive components in the unified commerce world, microservices becomes a key part of a complete unified commerce system. So what does a unified commerce process look like? We're going to use this buy online, pick up in the store example to show you how to use this model. It starts with an IoT device, your refrigerator, in your home that has found you are low on eggs, so it adds eggs to your shopping list. You can add other things from a kiosk, a browser, a mobile phone. Then you can use social media to approve your items before you buy them. When you're ready, you can have the shopping list sent to the store. The store receives the list and has to develop a path for the robot to go pick up these eggs. That path depends on what items are in inventory, what's the store layout, where are the customer preferences, what kind of eggs do they like to buy. And once the path is built, it's sent to the robot to drive around picking up the items and putting them in the cart. When it has what your shopping list wants, it then moves on to being paid for the items. At that time, the payment moves to the payment processing system, which sends money to the bank. It gets authorization from the bank, and it splits off the sales tax and use tax to be sent off to the treasury. Once the items are paid for, you have to figure out how to deliver them, how the customer wants them delivered. You either send the package to a drone for delivery with a drone, or you split them off and send them to a self-driving car, in which case you have to know where it is. If the customer has a self-driving automobile, it is somewhere in the parking lot, and you have to find it to put the items in it. It then either gets delivered to the home through the self-driving automobile or through a drone delivery automobile. So where does the move to unified commerce begin? Well, it begins with your legacy channels. So it begins with your legacy channels, this silo for the brick and mortar store. The next silo in your organization is the call center. And one of the biggest silos in your organization is an e-commerce silo. Omnichannel is a step where you try to merge the silos in your store, as well as other silos. So the omnichannel commerce is the first piece of a modern unified commerce system. Omnichannel is about primarily merging the customer's interaction with the retailer into a single view. This eases the customer's purchasing behavior. This facilitates the buy online pickup in the store model. Customers now have time to research online in detail about the products they want to purchase, which leads them to the ability to purchase the product online and pick it up from the nearest convenience store. The next piece of a modern unified commerce world is mobile commerce. Mobile retailing has four components. First is the mobile marketing, that is being able to communicate with your customers. It then allows them to select the items they wish to purchase through mobile commerce. They can then pay for the items without having to take out their wallet. And finally, mobile operations are what's necessary to support all of the other items. So now let's add social commerce into the mix. The big thing about social commerce is its social strategy. It's all about connecting people to people, not people to companies. So let's look at some social tactics, starting with Peer-to-peer sales platforms like eBay. These are community-based marketplaces or bazaars where individuals can communicate and sell directly to other individuals. The next one is social network-driven sales like Facebook. These are sales driven by referrals from established social networks or take place on the networks themselves. Group buying like Groupon. These are products or services offered at a reduced rate if enough buyers agree to make the purchase. Peer recommendations. These are sites that aggregate product or service reviews, recommend products based on other purchasing history, and or reward individuals for sharing products or purchases with friends through social networks. User-curated shopping is shopping sites focused where users create and share lists of products and services for others to shop from. Next one is participatory commerce, and these are consumers become involved directly in the production process through voting, funding, and collaborative designing of products. And then social shopping. These are sites that attempt to replicate shopping offline with friends by including chat and forum features for exchanging advice and opinions. Now things start to get pretty cool as we add in devices through the Internet of Things. For the first time, the Internet of Things brings real-world phenomena into the Internet world and then provides the ability to control real-world entities. Now we get to add some science fiction stuff with robots, although they are no longer science fiction, but real. Here's a sample of some of the places where robots can help in retail. For example, starting with warehouse management. We've talked about delivery drones, handling customer service, being able to interact with the customers. That's especially true now that we're having trouble hiring people. You can do shelf audits so you can know what your inventory looks like. Floor cleaning, I've seen those at the Sam's Club. They're pretty cool. In fact, I've tried to mess them up and been quite successful. Fulfillment, being able to manage fulfillment so that when customer orders do come in, you can handle them with the robots. And of course, spill and hazard management to make sure people stay safe. To make all of this work, we need artificial intelligence to help make good decisions without our help. AI allows us to figure out what the customer wants and directs the robot to put it into the shopping cart.
So now let's take a look at this automatic checkout and exit using AI. Starts with, there's now a checkout station that has either got cameras as shown here that can scan your shopping cart and build you a POS log receipt, or it has RFID tags, which can do the same thing, or it's a self-scan model where you scan your own items and you build up a receipt that you then pay for at the time. That information gets sent off to an AI system with a POS log as the message model to communicate that information. You then go out to the door, and there's another set of cameras or RFID tag readers that will scan your shopping cart and make sure that what is in your shopping cart is what you paid for at the checkout station. And if so, it allows you to leave without any hassle. So you can go almost direct from the shopping aisle through the checkout, scanning everything, and out the door without ever talking or having to communicate with anybody. Now, what's interesting about this is the video analytics spec at the OMG/ARTS standard talks about this, and it was built 10 years ago before any of this actually came to fruition. The people that helped put that stuff together in ARTS were quite incredibly intelligent and future-looking. But on top of that, when you start looking at this stuff, you start looking at it not as individual pieces, like somebody's got a video camera, or somebody's got a scanner, or somebody's got an inventory management system, but you start looking at holistically as an entire system. And this shows the ultimate of that system, helping you get out the door without interacting with anybody. Pretty cool.
Finally, we need to deliver the purchase to the customer. That's where self-driving cars fit in. And so in order to find the car, you have to know where the car is in your parking lot in order to be able to deliver the items to the car. So now we've had a quick look at all of the pieces of unified commerce, and I'm sure there's even more that are not in this list. So now we've had a look at the many components necessary to create the new unified commerce world. In addition, I've created numerous videos to help further explain the various pieces of this. Conclusion: build the right solution to solve the right problem.
Thank you. I am the Wizard of Pod. My name is Richard Halter. Please check out my book, Art for Retail, using technology to turn your consumers into customers and make a profit. It's available on Kindle. Thank you.